All right, guys, what's up? What's up? And welcome to Tactical Ashigarami TV. And what we're going to get into today is going to be something very special because we're finally going to install or try to install at least another adjustable custom trigger for the Tokyo Marui Glock 19. So before we go forward with this, let's just we always got to say this. We always got to just clear the air with this, right? So what you're going to be seeing in this video, for the purpose of, this disclaimer, just to kind of get this out, is not real. We are not enhancing any deadly firearms. There's no firearms in this video. We are just doing some customization options with airsoft toy products, okay? Nothing here is dangerous. So kind of just to get that out the way, here we have the 5KU custom trigger provided by some good third-party providers out in China. I forgot the name of the third-party provider, but this one has been sourced through Amazon. So if you're interested in this, be sure to drop a comment. If you have any questions, drop a comment. They provided some snacks as well in the box. Thank you for your purchase. I think these are snacks. Are these snacks? Let's open these up and see what these are. This is a toy. Okay, that's interesting. Got a little cat. Meow. All right, awesome. Thank you, guys. I thought this was edible, but apparently it's not food. Okay. Yeah, this looks like a toy. Okay, cool. We'll get that out the way. So we have a Glock 19. Okay, here we go. Safe direction. We're gonna have to get this this thing off. I'm using this video by non-existent for the Glock side trigger customization, how to install it. I reference this video all the time because every single time whenever I do this, I forget the process every single time. This is not the first time I've done a trigger like this, but just for the sake of the video and the guide, we're going to go ahead and use it for the disassembly. So first, this is clear. Make sure we clear the Glock. It's good. Safe direction. Drop the hammer. Right. I have to drop it again. Drop. Pull the tabs and get the slide off. There we go. I have to drop the hammer again anyway. All right. So first things first, we're gonna drop the hammer again. The trigger bar on this is actually a custom one because when I tried to do this a couple of times, I wound up actually breaking the stock one. So this one is reinforced. So we'll go ahead, we'll drop that. And I gotta get my pin punch. I gotta get an Allen key that I can use. Something that's the right size. Very good, I should be able to punch that out. And basically, I just use a magazine as a makeshift hammer whenever I do this. Let me get this light off too, by the way. I need that light. I'll get that extra weight off. Okay. That just drops out. It's been a minute since I have done anything like this. Okay. Make sure I got that in the right direction. I put back that pin when I need to. Then as I pull this trigger, what we got to do is we got to take out this hammer housing unit. Get my screwdriver. And let's get that out. Got to be very careful with this this valve knocker spring because it will come out. So as we pull this, we got to be very careful as we hoist this thing out. So that way we don't lose that spring. If we lose it, I'll cry, I swear to God. Okay, boom. Nice and slow. Take that out and bring this up. and clear that hook just like that. This is the spring that jumps out. This is really oily. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this just to make sure that we don't lose that spring, because it will come out. So we just take it out and put it to the side. That keeps that safe where it's supposed to be. All right. And now the next part, I think after that, so now we have this part of the trigger bar exposed. Next is the slide lock lever. Push that down. Then we take our time and push this guy out. Take him out to the side, because we got to get the whole entire inner part of the frame. It has to come out in order to access the trigger. And then we got to take out the the whole entire thing itself has to come out, man. We're going to reference the video again. This is where I usually get lost.
Fire the hammer. Next, we're going to be removing the hammer housing screw.
I'm going to mute this.
And next up, we'll be pushing.
Boom. Yeah, there we go. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so let me keep that there. But yeah, I always get lost. Always get lost. Boom. So we're watching it. Okay, so next, once we take that out, I believe the next part is you got to get the trigger bar has to come out too as well. Got to get out the trigger bar. Okay. Figured it was this first. Actually, no. This is connected to the trigger bar. That's why. Yeah. As I said before, I am rusty when it comes to this, man. I take my time. Here we go. So if you don't have a makeshift hammer or something, use a magazine. Get something that's, small enough to tap it out. It does take a lot of times and a lot of tries to do it. May not get it the first time. This thing is not moving, man. It's starting to move a little bit. Get it to budge. Yeah, now it's starting to budge. Whole thing came out now. Coming out right there. Boom. Make sure when you tap it back in that you have this part right here is facing up. Yeah. And that's the connection. And then when you connect it back, you have to line everything up perfect. Otherwise, it's gonna be a problem. There we go. After the trigger bar disassembly, not the trigger bar, trigger pin. Next is the whole entire the inner frame itself. Should be able to take it out with a screwdriver by now. That's starting to come back to me. Yeah. Right here. In a little while. That out. There's one more pin in here I got to take out. Oh yeah, this guy. That top pin has to come out. It's connected to the trigger bar, the spring that connects to the trigger bar. So it's one thing I remember. The most annoying part of this process is the pins, because they each have to come out. Pins are annoying to get back into. Yeah, this is it right here. Boom. Got out. Now we have both pins are out now. Now we can lift up the whole entire assembly itself. Yeah. We have the inner assembly. We have the slide stop here. And the spring, we're going to go ahead and get that out. To the extended one. Yeah. Very important pieces, a custom piece. Boom. And we have the trigger. We finally have the trigger. We have access to the trigger again. Yeah, this thing is, now I realize something. I have to take, oh, this is going to be a problem now. Yeah, I have to take, this pin out. I have to knock out this pin in order to get this in, that one in there. So this is the stock Marui trigger, right? Now the thing is to see is if I can get this on. That's going to be some. Oh, okay, that's what this is for, eh? That's what this is for. The whole entire time I was thinking to myself, I said, man, this is going to be a problem. I didn't know what the screw was for. Now I realize what it's for. Okay. So I unboxed it already, but then I was just kind of confused. Okay. Perfect. Our volume should be sounding clear with a new microphone. We have a new audio setup. Hopefully you guys can hear me really well. Okay. But we're gonna have to knock this out in order to get access to it, to get it in. We have to line it up perfectly. But it should not be an issue. I don't think so. But we'll have to see how it's gonna work. But we're gonna come back here again. This time we need something a little bit smaller in order to knock this out. Need something at the right diameter. Not too small, not too big. It was a little bit too skinny. Sometimes what I like to use is an Allen key. I think an Allen key is it works really well. I think an Allen key is perfect. If you can use one. Something tiny. There you go. It's coming out already automatically. Very, very swift. Then we just tap this out. Boom. It's coming out already. We don't need a whole lot of force to get that out. One time. Then from there, we can now disconnect the trigger bar itself. So this actual trigger bar, right? I don't think we're going to need this pin, because what we're going to use to connect it is going to be this screw that came with the 5KU trigger. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just line this up and get it to where it's supposed to be perfectly. Might need to Kind of move this down a little bit. That way it doesn't interfere with what I'm doing. Yeah. Been a long time since I've done anything like this with a trigger. It's been a good couple of years now. It's not something that I usually do because it's time consuming, and when you don't get it right the first time, it can be annoying. You have to kind of step away from it, you know, and try and do something else because it will frustrate you. So this screw is in the wrong way. Okay, so I gotta get this in the right way. This is facing the wrong way. This screw is supposed to be facing this way in order to adjust it from the inside of the frame. This is the adjustment screw. You have to be careful with this, with the distance. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this trigger bar here, and we're going to attach it. We're going to line it up in order to attach it correctly. That's the key. Once we find the hole, then we're going to put it in. Boom, just like this. So this little hole right here is very small, so sometimes it's difficult to see, but you have to line it up. You have to be very careful. So it comes with a little screw. So we're going to take this screw and we're going to put it in very carefully. First, we're going to start to put it in first in order to line it up carefully. You can install it into the trigger bar there. Yeah. Tricky. You have to line them up. Can't even see what I'm doing. I'm doing it blind. Yeah, there we go. Catch it from this way. You can see the hole from the other side. Okay. It's tight. Tight fit in there, man. Tight. Can make it. Yeah. Can make it, but it's tight. Mm-hmm. Go. But then break a screw. Good. Let's see if I can use. I have a smaller head. Things are so small and sensitive. To be delicate. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's as much as it's gonna go. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Might need to put some lubrication in there. Add a little bit of lube and make it looser. Okay. And then basically to get it back in, you repeat this, you reverse the steps. You know. Yeah. The lube, the lube should help a little bit. Yeah. It's a little bit rough because of the texture of the trigger on the screw, but it'll be okay. I think it's where it should be right now. Anyway, we'll just hope that when we put it in, that there's no problem once we try to install it back in the frame. It should be okay. So now, go ahead and get this guy back in. Try to get this as high as we can first. That's the goal, is to get it high. You want this almost facing the ear. Once you put it in, the higher it is, the better. Get it at a high angle. So we take out that obstruction. By getting this further down. The further down it is, the better. You need a little bit more real estate without pushing this screw out too much. There we go. Yeah. Get a little bit more. Okay. Whoops. Too much. Like I said before, it's tricky. Get them back on again. Oh boy. Okay. Once we get it, we get it. Okay. That's good enough. All right, so get the trigger in, hammer up. That looks like a good angle. So I'm going to say for the most part right now, we should be in a good position. I think. I think so. Let's get that in there at the right angle, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Once we have that, we're going to take the frame. Let me see. Ease him back on. Ease back on the frame. Yeah. Ease back on the frame. Yeah. Frame is looking good. Right. Even before that, you have to now put everything back in order. And that's where it gets tricky. And we have to do that with the pin, this first pin, where we have to attach that part of the spring that connects, the one that's facing down. Yeah, this one is going towards the side here. This one is very troublesome. So we got to get this spring on. The springs are always the annoying part of the equation, but we have to get them on and attach them on correctly. Let's try our best with that. The trigger bar itself is not that difficult. This is always the part that always gave me trouble, where I got frustrated one time and just had to give up. Yeah. We have a spring here. Boom. Attach this. This connects and you have to kind of push this one in. It's kind of connected. Sometimes you get it one time. First time you get it, it's easy, and then you have to try again until you succeed. I think what I'm going to do is I might get this one, do this one first. The hardest part is getting this spring on, man. Not so much the taking off, it's the getting on is where it gets very difficult. There we go. Yeah. Need that up. Then this. You guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah. Let's find the right angle. Boom. We kind of get that on there. It's kind of hard to do this because my hands are so big. I have these huge hands. So messing with this spring has always been my Achilles heel. Always been my Achilles heel. There. Kind of slide this in here. Oh. Okay. I think I got it. Not jinx them. Ah, there you go. That's it. I just messed it up again. So yeah, this spring is, man, it's like, that's one thing. When it's not set, it just jumps out immediately. It's so hard to do on camera too, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Try again with this spring. Yeah. I should probably screw this in first. Then put the part in, because it's just gonna move. Yeah. So we're gonna screw this in first and then set that other part back in. Yeah. Here we go. Man, this is why I dread this so much, because it's my big hands versus these small parts. And every single time it's like I lose. Every single time. every single time. Yeah. Well, yeah. Here we go again. This thing is stubborn. I hate this thing so much. I'm gonna have to pause the video so I can set it. Oh boy. Like the whole entire video is me trying to get this in. Okay, I think I got it in. Oh, I hope it doesn't move. Please don't move. Need to set this trigger in position. This trigger spring. Okay. Okay. Okay, it looks like it's not gonna move. So we're gonna go ahead and tap. Oh, jeez. We're gonna go ahead and tap this thing. Get this pin back in position. Yeah. Where's the pin punch? Yeah. I think that should be good. Yeah, it's not well. Wait, that's connected to the trigger bar, right? Yeah. Oh my god, I moved it. No. Oh my gosh, I gotta take it out again. Why did I do that? It was in perfectly. Why did I do that? Oh my gosh. Yo, I hate this thing so much. I'm gonna put the trigger bar in as soon as possible. This thing is like, this thing is such a grievance, man. Oh yeah. Okay. 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 All right. That's good enough. So I think I'm gonna get this trigger bar back in, man. I'm gonna get this trigger bar back in, and then I'm gonna put back in the slide lock lever for afterwards, because the trigger bar is gonna be a problem. The trigger bar is gonna be annoying. So we gotta adjust the angle of the trigger so that it can go in and this thing doesn't move. Because that's if it jumps out, we're in trouble. And that's the difficult part with this thing here. The angle of the trigger itself. The angle of the trigger has to line up with the holes. If it's not in line, it's not going to work. Okay, I can kind of see it. So it's in line. We have to push this in. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's tricky. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I can see the hole. Yeah, I can see the hole. All right, let's try to get this thing in successfully. Oh, there we go. Getting some resistance from somewhere. What is resisting it? Oh, okay. That's resisting it. This thing here. All right, we're gonna try and tap this in now. Oh, I'm telling you, man. This thing is hell. It's hell. It's hell. It's hell. It's hell. It's hell. Now you guys see what's going on. I might even use the base plate and just push it in, yeah? There we go. Lock that sucker in. Once you lock it in, you're good to go. Not moving. The hardest part of dealing with the G system, especially when you're modding these type of parts, is dealing with the pins. The pins, man, will put you in a situation. The pins. We have this lever right here. Make sure I'm putting this in right. Check back with the video. Okay.
this point. This goes in a specific direction. You can see that slightly slanted here at the front. So that piece, the slanted edge, goes towards the front of the gun. Get it started, and when you hit the spring, then with your punch down, and slide lock lever into place. Let's see, what do we have left?
Alright, so that's it. Perfect. That's my confirmation. So I was right. Get the slide lock lever back in. All right. You have the slide lock lever back in. And now what we have left to do is we have to reconnect the hammer housing and put back in the screw, yeah? That's it. There we go. Easy in theory, but still got to get it done. You're done now. We're trying to get this part up and get it hooked on there. Just like that. Then we take our time and slide back the assembly back on to the Glock. Boom. Now once that's back on, from here we're pretty much home free. Oh, so stressful. So I hate playing with this part, man. Don't like it. But finally have an adjustable trigger that fits, so. Oh, too much of a. 1 second now. A little bit of tension in there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Boom. There's a little bit of adjusting. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the screw and sort of pull back that that piece in there. Need access to the that screw. So that way it doesn't dip back in. All the way. Yeah. That's one of the benefits of having an adjustable trigger. Yeah. Give it a little bit more. I push it back in. Yeah. Where's the one I just had? That's it. All right, let's try it with the assembly. Play with the adjustment. There we go. Yep. Oh. Tweak it a little bit more. There we go. All right. So that's it. 5KU trigger. Working as advertised. All right, guys. So I'll make a separate video on this. So stay tuned. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much and take care.